There it is.
I was like, take some video for YouTube.
What are you up to, little man?
We ate Freddy's, which is the worst place to eat it. Because each fry is one dish.
Oh yeah, you like Freddy's French fries? They're my favorite too. And the cheese sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
And the shakes.
Carter, look. Look, what's this? What is it? What is it? The daddy's?
Matt, I did not put the dowel pins in the back of the block. I didn't know if you were in it all.
I do. I still have them on my block from this house.
There was an extra.
Are we getting Daddy's motor?
with the front cover stuff.
You gonna help load it in the truck? Yeah.
Yeah.
I checked.
One
They
of
all-
those bags had makes parts.
And then the oil pump, the O-rings are in there in a box. Either one of them's in there. So the only other thing to pay attention to on these, the intake rocker,
Yeah.
bolt is not an intake board, so it's got a seal. That's really about the only thing that's any different probably than what you've been dealing with.
Yeah.
I would ask somebody. Most people don't recommend that you run these non-roller tip rockers with mounts guides. And that, it took me a long time to figure out why everybody likes the powdered guides, and that is, from what I've been told, that's kind of the reason behind it. Because the valve gets up that forward load as it pushes down, and it tries to go like this. So
I'll check on that.
your old push rods are in the box in here
What
too.
lane for it did they end up?
7650s. And I think you had 75, 70, 75, 75.
Carter thinks he lives here.
Here's, it was just a passion on the other ones, but those were pretty decent. They were the same head gaskets.
Just those 70.
Well, those are kinetics.
Oh, okay.
But those were the same ones I put on cases. Just his were bigger.
Yeah.
I think it's whatever their guy had was in stock. And I'll get you your all your spec sheets shortly. That will probably be the first part of this next week. I got it all written down.
Yeah. That's fine.
You want to get up on that?
Well, man, we took him. I just picked up an 8. Watch out, Carter. Over there by the way.
What do you think? Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm ready to get it in.
So how happy are you?
Very happy. I'm scared to run it though. It's the most money I'd put into a motor, which is terrifying.
I think it'll be fine.
Hopefully we can win some races and make our money back, you know, because you make so much money racing that
as we get home, you know, Matt is going to put it right in the car.
I gotta put the valve covers on and intake and all that fun stuff first.
Okay, well, regardless,
It might go tomorrow.
you're going to be working on the car the
Depends
rest
if
of the
someone
day.
lets me work on it today.
He says, let's. We all know that Matt does what he wants, when he wants.
It's because I'm loved.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I think I'm driving slower with this in the back than I did with our children.
Probably. But I was sitting in the back with Carter. I couldn't sit in the back with Abby because
Well, get
there
in the
wasn't a
bed.
middle seat.
Get in the bed, hold my motor.
No, thank you.
All right, we got the motor down and safe out of the truck. I'm gonna get it up on the stand so we can put the pan on it, put the valve covers, the valley cover, all that fun stuff, and then hopefully be able to get it in the car either tonight or tomorrow morning. That's the goal. So I kind of give you guys a walk through of the motor. I kind of described it, but I have it flipped over here so you guys can see the innards. But figured I'd go over this before we put the pan and all that fun stuff on. So it is a dart block and dart iron block because I could not find an aluminum block and they're really expensive. So it's a dart iron block, which sucks because we have a light car. We are putting carbon doors on it, so this should be probably about offset that weight. So kind of a wash there. But it is a dart block, a dart billet crank with MGP aluminum rods, CP pistons, and then it has a Baker Engineering camshaft in it. So they're the Brodix heads. They are a Br1-13, the larger bore size head, and not the small bore, because this is a 4-125 bore with a stock 3.625 stroke. So it comes out to a 388. So semi-basic build. Nothing real fancy, mostly off-the-shelf parts. The only thing that was real custom was a cam, but everything else is pretty much stock on-the-shelf parts, which is really nice when you're dealing with LS stuff because you can find stuff in stock easily. But Carter's testing out the wheel bearings over there. But we got to run this special pan. Yeah, it is raining, Carter. Special pan or windage tray pan dealio here, so that way it just basically recreates the outer studs as you would have on a stock block type deal, which is crazy for the price of what those are. What? Yeah, it is raining. But you want to see the rain? Yeah. It's just rain. It's cold outside. You want to see the rain? All right, let's go see the rain. We gotta go see the rain real quick. Carter demands it. You see the rain? All right, come on. Get in here. I'm gonna get the pan on it and try and get it in tonight, but I have a feeling it's not gonna happen. Just logistics of trying to get it all ready to go tonight. Got a lot to do on it. Got to put the rear cover on it, flywheel, all that fun stuff. So hopefully tomorrow, that's the goal. All right, well, I think that's enough for one night. Got really not eventful at all. Got the rear cover on, got the oil pan situation figured out. It had some kind of spacing issues with the dart blocks. You have to run a a spacer type deal that bolts to the inner crank. I should have showed it. It's hard to describe. Bolts the inner crank main bolts, because this is not obviously a stock block, so you can't just bolt the stock windage tray back in it. So had to deal with that, fit that. That's bolted in. The pan didn't really fit with those adapters, so I had to mill off a little bit of that. And then what else? I think that's it. I think that's all that covered that. Got the pan on. It's nice and chrome. It's the aluminum Summit pan. We've ran these for both motors last year and all last year. Had no issues with them, so we continue to rock those. They're a 7-quart. They're decently cheap. You know, if we run into problems, obviously we're gonna have to change something, but they're a pretty nice, decent pan for the money. Welded bungs for the oil warmer and the oil temp sensor. Let's see, what else did we do? I think that's about it. Oh yeah, if you have a dart block, watch yourself on the crank trigger sensor. The depth on this is not right. I had to mill here I have another sensor here. I had to mill this first, then I had to go in here and take this off last. So I had like 60 thousandths clearance, and the stock GM is like 20 to 30. So I have 22 now. Hopefully it's good enough, but this is a little adapted. I should have told Dustin about that just because he probably doesn't know, and apparently not all are like that. It's only a few, I don't even know. So it's on there and it is the right depth. We might go to a external crank trigger. Might go to an external crank trigger eventually, because I think they just bolt on there. That might be an option for us. But as for tonight, I think that's it. Got this sensor in. Yeah, it was not that eventful of a night. And as you can see, I was thrashing, throwing stuff, trying to get everything together and find the old stuff, and that's always fun. So it's almost ready for its new home. Tomorrow, probably just need to bolt the water pump on. Oh, we painted it. Painted the block. This is what happens when you totally forget that you have an iron block now. Obviously, we ran aluminum stock blocks last year, and this is not an aluminum stock block. So yeah, had to paint it. Taped it off, painted it, painted it. So it's black now. It's super sick. So yeah, I just need to bolt the motor plate on. Let me walk over here. I kind of worked on this early this morning, quickly. Cut the old V-band flanges off in preparation for some new parts. So as you can tell, I have the clear view, going to a clear view with the filter adapter. So still run the same Wix filter, but we have a clear view just for an extra layer of protection. We do have to swap stators. This is the looser one that's currently in it. We need that one. Switching to Turbo Smart wastegates, and this is their 50 millimeter, recommended by Capizzi. So selling the tiles, cut the flanges off. Once we get the motor in the car, then we can start on that. Got the tires mounted. This morning, you guys saw the struggle with that. Apparently, Mickey Thompson doesn't like to service their molds, is what I'm told by the owner of MacFab. So I had to trim the flashing that's in there, and the second one went on way better. I did not look like I was a monkey doing something. So those are on and done. And if you guys saw in the video this, I'll wait for this. This is a you'll just have to wait. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow, is to get that in there and should be good to go. It's in. Motor now in car. It's a nice feeling to have a motor together in a car again. It's been not that long, but a few months. I'm gonna get it bolted in and then try and put the hot side together, start working on that, get the main fab stuff out of the way. That way that is done, and yeah, I'm gonna tape up the motor so I don't get any dust and stuff in it, but that way we can get that done, get the intake back on it, do the cold side, do all that fun stuff. So hopefully I can have the hot side done today. I'm hoping that's just kind of the goal. Hot side, maybe exhaust, maybe aluminum exhaust, that'd be even better. So as you guys saw, I got the hot side reworked, which really sucked. There was not an easy way. I think any fabricator would say small slivers of tube that are this, trying to make a small turn is harder than just making 90s, 45s, bends like that. So it's there. It's just not the prettiest and not the straightest, because this turbo, I think, is physically longer. So it's, as you can tell, the offset. So from here to where the hot side was for the S491, the GT55 is pressed back a little further, which doesn't make me too excited about where the exhaust is going to land, just because it was already rubbing the tire in the beginning. There's not really any further we can go forward with the turbo, so we'll figure something out. We'll make do. And then I moved the new wastegates. This one was baking all the time because it was in this little loop, so I moved it up, kind of out of the way, tucked up in here. Hopefully get a little bit of heat away from this, keep the diaphragm alive a little longer. This side, I'm just gonna run it where it was, just weld the flange right to that. But yeah, that's about all I have for an update. This is kind of what I was hoping for, get this done. I hope I can knock out the exhaust tonight, and then we'll just be I'm waiting on a dual seal connector. So I didn't want to cut this because the powder coating's cool, but I'm just gonna have to because there's no room here. Like we were talking about in the last video, this stack is a lot taller, so gonna cut that off, weld on a dual seal connector for motion. So, and then that's all the fabricating really. When I get back from lunch, probably gonna weld this, weld the hot side up and have it ready to go. All right, well, that's a wrap for this weekend. Made decent progress. Motor's in, hot side's done. Yeah, that's about it. It sounds uneventful, but it took a bit. It was a little bit of reworking to make everything fit nice and work right. So it's all in there. Now we're pretty much just bolting stuff on. I have to make some dump tubes again. Probably dump them the same way, just down, and then on this side I'm going to have the exhaust that comes and turns here, and that'll go down. So probably knock that out tomorrow night, and then it'll really be bolting stuff on. I'm waiting for a box from Motion that, like I was talking about, I got to cut that, make the cold side, make a new exhaust. So I'm going to try and do that, make the exhaust tomorrow, and then Tuesday the box is supposed to come, and then I can do the cold side. So, and then after that point, it's really just bolting stuff on. Kind of have a list of to-dos over here, so we can take a look, see what we got left to do. So, got cold side, exhaust, oil cooler, we got to add that, and then I have a clear view filter. Fit mountain doors, they're kind of fit. The windows are done. Literally, we just have to fit them to the front fenders. Those Shonik carbon doors. We've been running on two different sets of plug wires, so we need new plug wires. We're thinking about doing new puke tank lines because the ones we have are just like what you use for like intercooler type setups, and they're kind of ugly. This one's funny because here, I'll show you because it won't make sense until you guys see it. So on a Fox body, you have the rear rail here, and before this is open, so this comes down, and then the pinch weld, the top pinch weld's right here, and then there's this cavity like down in here. So we were catching all kinds of rock on it. So this is one of those things you learn as you race. This is one of those things. So we've started putting these on every car to block the rocks from sitting there, because when you launch, it shoots the rock back straight under the tire. So this one is actually just a piece of Rule King or Orscheln's metal. It's got 2 1/4-20 bolts in it and some duct tape. So that's what we have holding that in currently. Sorry, we did that on the road on Rocky Mountain Race Week while we were trying to make an air dam. So good story. Got fixed firewall lights. The doors need wrapped because they're just bare. Got to change the stator to our tighter one. We got to check the hitch and chute mount just because I want to make sure they're not cracked or anything just from all the stress. Don't need to do this one anymore because we're going to cut the turbo. I need to replace the V-bands on the headers because they're stretched and about to run out of threads. Order a new oil pan bolt, which is also a good story because this is what this one looks like after the oil pan blew out, or the rail blew out on that stock block. So we got to do that, and then possibly make new air B-links. So we'll walk back over here. Currently, the anti-roll bar, because we started with a 9-inch shock, we didn't make the anti-roll bar links long enough for that. So I believe we can get a little bit more extension out of it if we do that. They're pretty much straight, but we have to watch the carbon tub at the top. So just little things. Really nothing huge left on the shop car, which is nice. But yeah, we'll catch back up with you guys later, and hopefully see you guys on Sick Week.